Hello, everyone. You're listening to Radio Amity 107.8 FM. I'm Reem,
I'm Karan Jain.
and today we're diving deep into some important conversations. Welcome to the safe space where we can all come together to explore the real, raw thoughts and experiences of 20 somethings navigating the ups and downs of young adulthood. Here, we're going to address those difficult topics we often shy away from in everyday conversations because we want to remind you you're not alone. We hope this space makes you feel seen, heard, and represented. Let's talk through it all together.
I'm super excited about today's topic, which is something many of us have either experienced or seen around us: the relationship between mental health and academic validation. And to dig deep into this topic, I've got my good friend Alina joining me today. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thank you for having me. Really looking forward to this conversation.
Absolutely. So, this episode is all about exploring how the pressure to succeed academically impacts our mental health and how chasing the sense of validation through grades can often lead to burnout, stress, and even self doubt. I know all of us have experienced our share of academic highs and lows, and today we're going to have an honest chat about it.
Yeah, it's definitely something that hits close to me, and I think it's really important to talk about it openly.
Exactly. I hope by sharing our stories, others can realize that they are not alone in a feeling this way. So, whether you are a student feeling the pressure or just someone curious about the mental toll academics can take, we hope this episode resonates with you. Let's go into it.
So, Alina, we'll start off with something relatively easy and something relatively vague. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, you already know my name. My name is Alina Tawfiq, and I'm
Yes.
doing biotechnology honors with research from Amity University. And I'm 18 years old. Other than that, on a personal level, my hobbies are to cook and to listen to music in my free time. Usually, it makes me feel calm and it gives a soothing effect to me. Like usually when I'm working, I like to listen to music a lot. And apart from that, I also like to read thriller novels.
Oh, those are lovely hobbies, and I guess we even relate on the reading part. Love reading myself as well. And as Karan had once rightly mentioned, books are
Books are our best friends.
exactly.
Yes.
So, you just told me that you are a student of biotech. So, you're in the sciences, you're in the field of academia. And of course, being people from the field of academia studying, we understand how competitive it can be and how excessive the syllabus can be to learn and to understand. Please tell me why you chose biotech and how you're dealing with this college pressure sort of
It's like
situation.
till 10th standard, I did not have any idea about this field, biotechnology, and I never thought that I would pursue this as my core subject or course in the higher studies. So like I always wanted to become a doctor, but like after 10th, I was looking for other options as well since it's too tough to clear NEET exam and all. So I didn't want to waste my years on its preparation and then keep failing on again and again. So I knew that it's going to be difficult, so I was exploring for some other options. And I would say that my 11th standard chemistry teacher has helped me a lot in choosing this field, and she also told me to read about it. And also like I remember that in 8th standard I read about this Dolly the sheep, and it had some introduction about cloning. So from that it clicked me that yes, it might be an interesting field, and my interest might lie in this course, so I should pursue it and just explore this field.
Okay, very nice to hear that. I want to ask you, how has your academic journey impacted your mental health over the years?
I would say in my primary school, and then from 6 to 8, did not used to take a lot of stress when it came to academics. But then you in ninth standard, I remember that when was it was the first time when I got a panic attack due to it. It was my final history, no, SST exam, social science exam, and I was too stressed because throughout the year I was getting full marks in my SST, and I was like, "Ki, I need to get this AGM award the next year. So I want to score a perfect 100 in my final exams also, so that there is no chance that I lose on getting that award." So that stress was there in my mind. I was not taking stress for the exam, but I was more scared about the result, and also if I'll be getting the award in AGM or not. So that thing put a pressure on me a lot. And due to that, like I used to like study whole night before my exam. So while revising only, I was under this pressure, and I was feeling that I have forgotten everything that I've studied. And by 5 a.m. in the morning, I was feeling very anxious. And after that, I was like trying to calm myself down on my own, and I wasn't like taking help from anyone in my family. But then gradually, when I was feeling that it's getting out of my hand, and then I felt like I can't recall anything, and I felt like I'm gonna fail and I'm not gonna get AGM, someone else would get it and all. So that made me have a panic attack, and I was like conscious and all for about 30 minutes or so. And it was like too difficult to bring me back to the senses, and I was like saying too vague things, and it was like I was too scared for that exam. But then obviously I gained my conscious, and I got back my senses, and I went to the school eventually, and I gave my exam.
Okay, you keep on mentioning about AGM award. What is it about? Like, can you
It's
tell the
like
full form?
the annual journal meeting that happens once in a year, and it used to happen in my school. And toppers used to get award in that. They used to get trophy and all, and some scholarship also. So I wanted that. I didn't want anyone else to get it. I wanted to excel in everything. That was the pressure which I had created in my mind. And it was not like my parents are creating a pressure on me. There has been no pressure from my parents side ever. So it was my own self only to strive to be the best among the all.
So this sort of perfectionist behavior that you
Yes,
have.
it's like I can't see people going ahead going ahead in a field where I want to excel. It's like the I can't handle that someone else is going above me. If
Okay, so what you've been telling us, what we can infer from it is that you've been a perfectionist. You're a little competitive, and obviously they're wonderful qualities to have, but they can be detrimental to our psyche as well, as you've just mentioned about experiencing panic attacks before your exams. I want to ask you something that relates. Is what role does this level of academic validation play in your sense of self-worth? Do you feel like your self-worth, your self-image was tied to becoming someone who excelled in the field constantly?
It's like when I used to score good in exams, be it at school level or like university level now. So I used to feel like if I have done well in one exam, then I used to feel that people expect me to do better. So obviously that was there in my mind that what if I score low? So what will my teachers think, and will my image be tarnished or something like that? That these were the thoughts that I used to have during that time. But more than that, I used to feel that I need to be self satisfied with myself and with my work and with my hard work. It's like if I'm doing hard work and not getting the result that I want, so I won't be satisfied with it, and then I will keep thinking about it, and then I'll keep having self doubts about myself and my worth, obviously.
So you kind of had this unset expectation from
Yes.
people around you, from society. So do you feel like society puts too much pressure on students to succeed academically, or was it society plus you?
In my case, I would say that I played a major role in creating pressure on myself and more than the society. And it's also like if I after creating the pressure on me, and that setting the bars for myself, which were not really uh, ideal for myself and my mental health. And once I used to achieve them, then naturally, like, my parents also started expecting something, and my teachers also, they used to expect, and my relatives also. So, like, that also created some kind of pressure on me, that what if I don't do well next time, what will they think? And they were like, even before my major exams, they used to be like, Alina to acha hi karegi, she will do well, and isko to all the best ki zarurat hi nahi hai, and all. So
These snide remarks.
yes. So I used to be like, they are like, they feel such things about me, and what if I fail, and what if I don't meet their expectations? What will I do then?
So you've been through that journey where you have suffered through unset expectations from
Yes.
you, from society. So now have you developed any mechanisms, or now, so how do you deal with expectations from either family, friends, and professors when it comes to academic success?
Now I tend to go with the flow, and I don't really feel like putting myself through that kind of stress that might make me feel burned out or exhausted to an extent where I feel panic attacks, because I realize that having such experiences would only waste my time. Like, even when I used to feel anxious or have panic attacks, I used to understand that it has an after effect also, and I can't concentrate on my goals or studies for a very long time. So I realized that there is no use of it, and taking stress itna zyada doesn't really help you. It might make you work better, like sometimes you call it you stress, right, which is a good stress that makes you,
Adrenaline
yes,
rush.
which makes you work better. But then if it exceeds a limit, it has nothing good to you. It doesn't bring any good to you. So I realized its importance, and I tend to control my anxiety, and I don't let it reach to the level where it turns into a panic attack and it hinders me from achieving my goals or like concentrate on my studies or other important things.
So you just realize that expectation hurts and you try to be more easy on yourself
Yes.
and avoid expectations.
And I also realize that if something is meant for me, I will get it anyhow. And if something is not, obviously I can try on my end, but if it's not meant for me, I won't achieve it.
So do you
So I have
believe
made
in
peace with it.
so do you believe in manifestation now, if I may
I
ask?
believe in destiny more.
Okay.
Okay, so another question we have for you is, have you ever in your life felt like you're only as good as your grades? And if you have, how did you manage that feeling?
There are times when I can't manage practical situations, or I don't know what to do in such situations. And there are times when my parents have also told me that I am only good in academic stuff and I don't know how to handle the real life situations. Like, I'm very bad at it, at certain things, obviously. So I used to feel like am I only restricted to this academic field? Because being good at academics doesn't make you really excel in every aspect of practical life.
Mm,
And it's,
exactly.
yes, so I was lacking there, and I still lack in many areas. It's like I like I don't know.
Like, do you struggle with social interactions among peers, or in day-to-day task, like if you're traveling from college to home, or what kind of social stuff do you struggle with?
I struggle in talking to people, and I can't initiate talks with them, or a conversation with them. Like, even at home, if any of my relatives come, or if there's a call for me, and my parents say that talk to them or not, talk to them. So I am always like so awkward, and I don't know what to say. So it's like they tend to pressure me into talking to people, and at such situations I don't know what to do and how to react. And sometimes I feel like I can't relate to some people, cause maybe look for that kind of intelligence in other also that can match my vibe.
So you kind of want to bounce that energy.
Yes.
And I feel like I've been in your situation for a really long time. I feel like what really helps is be easy on yourself, except that you kind of have a introvert kind of personality, and just try to do small talks, listen to more podcasts, listen to more interviews, and see how they are making small talks. I think it really helps in a long way. Okay, so I want to ask you, what are some healthy strategies that you have developed for managing academic stress now? Like, what do you make sure to do if exams are coming up and there's a lot of stuff to study? So, how do you manage all that?
So honestly, I did not start anything on my own. It was my SST teacher only. She was really close to me. So she gave me a diary. It had 365 pages, and she had a question for me every day. She had already written questions on every page, and she said that answer those questions every day. One question for each day. And then it was like I'm sharing my inner thoughts in that diary. And after that, she kept on doing this with me for about 1 to 2 years. And then I felt a bit calm after that, and I could manage my stress. I started knowing myself more with that initiative, and I realized that where I lack and where I fail to manage my stress, and what's the limit that I can handle.
So, it was sort of a journal.
Yes.
So, like from this story of yours, I wanted to ask you is that have you noticed a shift in your frame shift, a shift of reality, one might say, in the way you see yourself, and in the way you see academic validation? Do you feel like there's more to life now? And do you feel like it doesn't matter as much anymore, or do you still struggle with it on a constant basis?
Earlier, I used to feel that I should remain serious all the time and I can't enjoy properly, even if I used to go out at some gatherings or like parties. At the back of my mind, there used to be some kind of stress about my studies only, that I'm lacking somewhere. Why am I wasting my time here and all? I wasn't able to enjoy properly where I used to be. But now I feel like that I can enjoy myself fully, and I can be myself with people instead of thinking about what they will think of me. And even if now when I go out, I don't think about what have I left behind at home, and and what are my deadlines or anything like that. I enjoy my moment, and then after that I carry on with my work.
So you try to live in the present
Yes.
now. Your story kind of, sorry if I'm overstepping, but I feel like your story reminds me of Hermione Granger. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
how she has that
exactly.
character arc from first movie till the last movie. So, yeah, my favorite character is Hermione Granger. So, yeah, it's a compliment.
Okay, so another question I have for you is, now that you've learned to live in the moment, as you said, does it affect your grades? I mean, like, does you actually taking time out to have fun and to experience life apart from the books, apart from being the book smart kid, did you find that there's been a drastic change in your grades? Do you feel like you've done worse, or do you feel like you've done better, or does it just not matter that much anymore?
No, it hasn't affected my grades at all. It's like my grades are improving for the best only, but my performance hasn't gone down, and it's like I feel less stressed, and I don't make those unrealistic boundaries for me, and I feel fresh, and I also feel like I can concentrate in a much better way now because I don't take stress or think about the future or the result anymore.
I feel like a big part of this adulthood journey is balance, because I think as we grow up, more and more responsibilities come up. In school, the only job we have to do is study. Like, that's what that is expected from us. As we grow up, parents start expecting help around the house, help around the chores, or and in general, college is not just about studies, it's just about whole extracurricular. It's a place where you build your personality. These are the years that shape you. So I want to ask you, since you mentioned that you are a little competitive, or you used to be very competitive, and that kind of was resulted in um, you not able to see someone else better than you, or succeed, or be more better than you. So how does that affect your friendships? Like, does it affect your ability to make more better friends, or do you struggle with making good bonds with people now?
I used to struggle earlier, but now, since I have gotten some control over it on my own, I have all kinds of friends, and it's like it's not like if my friends do something, if my friends do better in an area where I can't, it's not like I get unhappy or I feel jealous of them or I feel bad. I really feel happy for my friends. I can say that I have this biased kind of thing that if I won't feel happy for others, I would certainly feel happy for my friends. That's no doubt I would feel happy for them. And I always push my friends also to do good, and I always say that if I am able to do good, I would also like to see you next to me only, and it's not like I would be happy if they are left behind and I am ahead of something.
I feel like that's such a nice quality to have, because I feel like if you have this sort of unhealthy competition, then you can never really make friends.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay, so you've just said that, we've just talked about how success of your friends as well matters to you. And you've told me about how you've learned to change your perspective on the competitiveness of your field. I want to ask you, is what does success mean to you now? You know, and how has your definition of success changed over time?
Earlier, the meaning of success for me was to have the AGM award in school, because that was the criteria my teachers and principals had created, and they used to praise people a lot who used to get those awards, and that was the image that was created in my mind. That if I'm getting an AGM award, then I would be praised for it, and then I would have some other kind of image in my school, and I would be a better student in the eyes of my teachers and principals and all. So that was success for me at my school level. But now, and after 12th and now, I feel that success is being self satisfied with your work. Like if you're putting hard work in something and you're getting the result, even if you're not getting 100 on 100, even if you're getting 70% or 80%, you know that you did hard work and you're getting the result of it. It's not like you failed at doing that hard work. I have realized that importance, that if I'm doing the hard work, I know that I studied very well for the exam, even if I don't score well. There are times when I don't score well in university, I might fail to do so, be it in my internals or externals, but I know that I had worked hard a lot for it, and I got what I deserved. It's not like I have gotten something less.
Right. This, brings forward another question from my side is what role does failure play in your life, and like how have you learned to handle it? Because someone who's obsessed with the academic validation sort of thing, failing at something must bring about a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear. How do you deal with that?
Failures make me realize that there are areas where I can put my uh, uh, where I can concentrate more on it, and then I look for the ways how can I improve in those areas. Like there are if I talk about my semester 2 here in university, I was struggling with anatomy subject,
Mm.
and I couldn't even complete my syllabus during my end semester exams. I
Mm-hmm.
left around 2 to 3 modules, and I knew that I'm not gonna do well in that, and I did not do well in that subject. So after getting the result, I realized that if I would have given more time to it
Uh-huh.
throughout my semester 2, or if I would not have procrastinated. I used to procrastinate because I was scared of that subject. I
Right.
realized where I was lacking. It was my fear of
Right.
starting it.
Mm.
So that's why I left that subject till the end, and even especially those topics in that subject, I left those topics which were very difficult, and I thought that I would do it in the end, because if I'll do it now, I won't be it would take a lot of time and I won't be able to focus on other subjects. So I left them, and I couldn't even complete them a day before my exam. So that was one of the failures recently that I faced, and I realized that instead of fearing the subject or the topic, I should just have worked on it and tried to understand it at my end instead of leaving it for later.
How do you deal with procrastination? It's a question from my heart. I really wanna know.
I There is no way I deal with procrastination. It's just that if the deadline is coming near, stress makes me work better. So if I work well under stress. So if the deadline is for tomorrow and I have a lot of work pending, I would be under a lot of stress, and I would keep working on it till hours without even touching my phone or anything else. I would shut down my room and I would not even talk to people until and unless I complete that thing. Like recently I had my assignment and I had not completed it. I got the whole week's time, but I did not complete it, and I had to submit it, and I was trying to do it one day before the deadline. So I was under stress because I had an exam also in that day, and I had to submit my assignment also. So I shut down my phone, I closed my room, and I did not speak to people for around 5 to 6 hours until and unless I completed my assignment. So stress makes me work better and concentrate in a much better way.
Wow. I want to ask. So, what advice would you give to someone who is now struggling with academic pressure and seeking validation through grades? I mean, I feel like stress works for you. Stress makes you work at your best, but some people don't work good under pressure.
Yes.
So, what kind of advice would you like to give them?
I would say firstly that don't compare your progress with anyone else. That's the mistake I did throughout my school life. I used to compete with other people, but basically I should have a competition with my own self, and I should see where, like, if I'm doing well compared, if I did not do well in the midterms and I'm doing well at the in the final exams, I should be happy about that. But no, I used to feel low cause I did not do better compared to some classmate in my class. So it's like you should have the competition with your own self, and if you're doing better than before, you should be happy about it instead of feeling that that person or that girl or guy did better and I did not I did not do well. So you should not be feeling low or sad about it. Instead, you should be happy that your progress is better than before.
Okay, Alina, first of all, thank you so much for coming on here with us and talking about your journey through academic validation. We really appreciate you talking about it. Must have been hard to talk about things like your anxiety, but thank you for sharing with all of us and letting everyone know once again that is our motto, that you are not alone and that you are seen and heard, even if it's by us right here. This is all the time we have for today. It's been such an insightful conversation about mental health and academic validation. It's important to remember that while academic success can be rewarding, it doesn't define your worth or who you are as a person.
Absolutely. We all need to be kind to ourselves, prioritize our mental well being, and remember that it's okay to ask for help when things feel overwhelming.
Right, balancing academic goals with self care is key, and at the end of the day, your health and happiness will always and always come first. To all our listeners, if you're struggling, please don't hesitate to reach out to someone you trust or seek professional help. Thank you so much for tuning in to Radio Amity 107.8 FM. Be sure to take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you next time on Talk Through It.
Through it. Thank you.